It's me again, YouTube world. That kind of reminded me of that Ray Stevens. It's me again, Margaret. Anyway, you have to be as old as me or older to understand that. Um, Today I wanted to talk about a concept that is actually in the book that I'm almost finished writing, and it's the concept of thriftiness. Being someone who knows how to pinch a penny, to make the dollar stretch, to be frugal, to be a good steward of the resources that you have. Um, and in that particular chapter of my book, I go into detail about, hey, you know, uh, shop at thrift stores, clip coupons, figure out a way to keep your costs down as much as possible. For example, one thing that I do is I grocery shop at Winn-Dixie, and I have a preferred customer card that also gives me fuel perks. And I look for items at Winn-Dixie that I need that have additional bonus fuel perks. I clip Sunday coupons and take them with me to lower it down. I mean, I'll go through the line and I'll have maybe $220 worth of groceries, but by the time they swipe my preferred customer card and take all my coupons, I might have spent only $125. Plus, I get money off on my gas. So typically, I go once or twice a month to do my grocery shopping at Winn-Dixie, and on those two times during the month, I can save at least $1 off per gallon of my gas. So not only have I decreased my food costs, but I've decreased my gas costs per month as well. Another thing I do, I don't go to movies. Um, if I want to see something new, I wait till it comes out at Redbox, and I wait until I get a coupon from Redbox for either a free rental or 50 cents off my rental. So I only end up paying nothing or 75 cents for my Redbox rental, or I go to the public library. When new movies come out on DVD, typically within a few weeks or so, the public library will have them. And in my county where I live, you can actually make an order online to your public library for a new movie or a new book that's coming out, and they'll send it directly to your house, and then you just return it when you're done. And again, library movie rental is completely free, and you can get pop you some popcorn, invite a couple friends over to your house, and have a little movie night for maybe $1 or $2 versus the $7.50, $8 that it costs to go see a movie in the theater. Eating out, I rarely do it. Maybe 2 or 3 times a month. Typically, I just eat my breakfast at home, bring my lunch with me to work, and then eat dinner when I get home. And when you do that, you save money, and it's healthier for you too, to not be eating out all the time. Electricity costs, I keep that down, especially I live here in Florida, and the temperatures have been cooler recently. It's been getting down into like the 40s and 50s at night. The highs maybe like 75, 80 during the day. That's perfect, what I call window weather, which means turn your AC off, turn your heat off, open the windows, let that nice fresh air come through, which is also good for your health. Helps to clear out germs and allergens and things like that, but it also helps to lower your electricity costs. Also, if you're not there during the day, turn everything off. Turn your cable box off, turn fans, ceiling fans, lights, anything. If you're not there and it can be turned off, turn it off. And then when you are there, keep what you put on to a minimum. I mean, if you're not in the bathroom, what do you need the light on in the bathroom for? If you're not in your bedroom, what do you need the light on to the bedroom for? Turn your light on whatever room that you're in. Typically, that's what I do. I have one little lamp that I turn on in my living room, and that's it. And I've been able to keep my electric costs below $60 a month. There's so many things you can do to save money in a personal way. And also, like I said, shopping at thrift stores or shopping at places like Ross or Marshall's, you go to the sales rack, you can get a new outfit for like $7 or $8. Just, there's nothing wrong with, or going to the thrift store, there's nothing wrong with buying something used. Take it home, wash it really good, there's nothing wrong with that. I think sometimes we think we always have to have the newest and the best and the most expensive, and it's just not true. We need to be thrifty, especially in this economy, especially with unemployment rates and our deficit and our debt in this country and everything as bad as it is. So many people are really feeling the pain of the situation that we're in. And thriftiness doesn't just apply to us personally with our own lives or our own families if you're married with children, if you're not single, It doesn't just apply to your household. Thriftiness should apply to all of society. So for example, this crisis that we're in, we've got $16 trillion of a deficit. We've got unemployment rates that are still pretty high. Because the way that they gauge what the unemployment is, they don't include people that have stopped looking for work, and they don't include people that are working less than part-time or less than full-time, So if you're working less than full-time, you're not making enough money that you need. You would have to work like 2 part-time jobs or something like that to compensate. So they're not accounting for all of that when they do these unemployment rates. So really the unemployment rate, if you factor those two things in, is closer to like 9 or 10%, which is higher than when President Obama first came into office. So something has gone wrong here. The rate keeps going up. So let's use the example of you and your family. So let's say, you're married, you and your spouse have a couple of children, and then all of a sudden, one or both of you lose your job. You don't have the same income, you're trying to figure things out. Let's say you lived in a really big, nice, fancy house, drove nice, fancy, expensive cars, enjoyed all kinds of luxuries that there are. But now, the income isn't the same. So what are you going to do? Well, it would just be my guess, but to survive, you'd probably put your house up for sale and downsize to maybe renting a smaller house or renting an apartment. You would probably sell your expensive luxury cars and downsize to more compact, affordable cars. You would try to cut spending in any way that you could so that you can still support your family and take care of your household. Now, that's just what I'm assuming. Now, the family is a microcosm of society. That means that the government, the nation, the communities, they should function in the same role or in the same manner that the family functions. So our country, essentially, is unemployed. Our country is in a massive amount of debt. So what has our country been doing about it? We've been spending more and spending more. So translate that to you. If you were in that situation where as a family you lost your job, if you lost your job, would you go buy another house that was bigger than the house that you currently have? Would you go buy 2 or 3 more expensive new cars when you've lost your income? Would that help your situation or hurt it? It would hurt it. So I'm just confused, personally, as to why we continue to spend and spend and spend thinking that that will make our debt and our unemployment problem get better. It doesn't work that way. The more you spend, the more you go into debt. That's just life. So I think the concept of thriftiness not only applies to us in our personal home lives, but it should apply to the whole nation, to the government, to everyone, from the top down. We need to learn how to conserve what we have and to cut spending and get rid of debt. That's how you get rid of debt, is you cut your spending and you start saving money and putting it toward that debt. We owe so much money to China, it's not even funny. It's ridiculous. I mean, I've got some credit cards that I'm still in the process of paying off myself, and it's a burden. And when you finally get it paid off, you're like, yes, oh, happy day, when you get it paid off, you know. And that's what we gotta do as a nation. We have to be thrifty, cut our spending, cut things down, lower taxes, which will automatically put more money in people's pockets, and then they'll spend more, and that brings more revenue into the country. These are very simple concepts that I don't know why. I just don't understand. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, I mean, it just makes sense. You know, when you're going through that crisis in your family where you've lost a job and, uh-oh, what am I going to do? Are you sitting there thinking, now how would a Democrat handle this situation? Or, how would a Republican handle it? No! You're thinking, how can I handle this situation? I have no money, I got this big house and these big cars, I gotta do something. I gotta cut my spending. So you're not thinking about your party affiliation at that point, are you? No. So in our government, we need to quit thinking about party affiliation and start thinking about what is best for this country in the long run, not just 2 months down the road, but way down in the future. What is best for this country? And the best thing for us is thriftiness. Those are just some more thoughts that I had. Have a wonderful day. Oh, and we got Veterans Day coming up. Thank you and God bless you to all our military veterans. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your service to this country. My brother is a former United States Marine. My dad's a retired Navy commander who fought in the Vietnam War. I've got other members of my extended family that have been in the military and have done such a great service to this country. So thank you to all our military personnel and veterans, and thank you to those soldiers currently in the Middle East and abroad that are fighting for true freedom and democracy, which we all appreciate. So thank you very much for your service, and thank you for what you do. God bless you all, and stay tuned. Take care.